Hello everybody, how do you do? In this new video we are going to start from the development of the CL-415 but in 3DStudioMax. When you are making a plane in PlaneMaker, you can leave it like that and you can make all the process on the fuselage and wings and whatever object it has inside PlaneMaker, and you can make the textures and you can release it as it is, and there are great additions to the community with only that that way of doing it. But the more professional way is to come to a 3D program and make that objects to appear more high poly, more detailed, with great textures, and showing them at the shoot of the plane itself, and to hide all the flight dynamics object that it has PlaneMaker. So what we are going to do now is load from the previous version that we had in PlaneMaker, that we can load here. It has been several days in the last transmission, but here it is. And we are going to we're going to stop moving controls. We're going to check out that the landing gear is going down. Okay, there it is. We left it here. So we are going to do now is to go to the in this PlaneMaker. There is a tool that we can export the object here, generate object from aircraft. It's going to generate one OBJ, but XPlane OBJ, no, wait from OBJ, that is going to be used for importing into a 3D program, but we need to make a step before doing that. We could generate any objects, several objects per different part of the plane, for example the wheels, the fuselage, etc. But we are not going to do that. What we are going to do is going to press it here, and it said that it will generate a file called aircraft.obj that is going to drop in the same folder as PlaneMaker, so in the root folder. We press OK, and we should have now here in this is the one that if we open it, we can see that it's a full set of numbers and animations if it was animated, with data refs that are the variables inside XPlane, and we are going to use that to import into a 3D program. We're going to okay, we're going to pick up that file, cut it, Control X, and go to here and do that, make that, okay, put it there. Okay, now we can remove PlaneMaker, and what we are going to do is use a 3D program to import this object. In my other computer where I work, that is not as powerful as this, because I need this one to make the streaming. I have configured Blender with an old plugin that doesn't exist now to import the objects of XPlane, but right now that plugin doesn't exist, so you could not use it. What I'm going to do is use another program that is called SketchUp, that we can check it out here. If we go to Google, it's from Google. SketchUp is a nice program, but I don't know how to use it quite well. That's right. If you check out the SketchUp, well, in this case it's not found. Okay, that's right. You can download it. You said what do you pretend to use SketchUp for? For example, educational use in your case, and you put an email that is not going to need it to be check check out if the email is right or not. So you could put maybe anything. You put your name, school name, or whatever. Or you are professional or projects, you just say your email and what Windows version you have. You agree, and you will then download it. Okay, an X file immediately. So you install it. Once you install it, you have SketchUp. In this case, I have Blender 270. But the new plugins doesn't have any for importing, I believe. Maybe yes, but I'm going to do it with this one. That both of them are free. So we're going to SketchUp, and it's going to say something like you have to choose a template that we are going to choose meters. In this case, we start using SketchUp. Here it comes, and here appears what is like a human, a woman, and it's nice. Always woman workers, so it's nice to remember that we are not only man working here. And I don't know how to use this program quite well. I know that maybe with Shift Control and the middle mouse button I can pan the view. With just the wheel button, middle mouse button, pressing it, I can rotate the view. But the only thing I need is to import from the objects import, from the files import. I have to have this option. If you install SketchUp, you are not going to have this option. So the better thing you can do for having that option is going to Google and setting SketchUp XPlane, SketchUp XPlane, and you go, I think the first one here, and here you have this plugin that you are going to download it, and it's going to download something like a strange extension, okay, that you have to copy somewhere. And then here it says to install it you have to go to choose Windows Preference Extensions. So we go to, and this is Spanish, okay, this is going to Windows Preferences Extensions, and we install extension. The file extension that we are going to download is RBZ. We open it and install it, and then reload again quick SketchUp, and then when we reload it again we are going to have this import XPlane object. In the Bombardier we have this file, and we're going to open, and we're going to have this problem that it says we can import aircraft objects, can read texture, so it's going to see there is no texture inside. Even if we create a texture like this name or whatever, it's not going to work. So the thing what we are going to do is go to that file where we loaded aircraft, this one, and we are going to remove this line. We just save because it's a test editor, it's a test file, okay, and we are going to say this one, import this one again, and it's going to say imported 8052 triangles. Okay, now we have this, and it seems to be quite good with the size, even with the woman, it's quite correct size. And now what we need to do is just export it. Export, not export this export, explain object, export, normal export, okay? Export, where it was, import export, model 3D, and it's already, I did it here, we just overwrite it with the AutoCAD DXF file. I'm not going to do it because I did it already, but okay, to do it, you're right. You want to replace it? Okay, yes, and it's exporting, saying OK, and we can remove. You want to save any change here in SketchUp? No. Oh, well, yes, if you want, if the exporting is not right. Now we use the program that I want to use it. You could use Blender, but in this case I'm going to use 3DStudioMax, the version I bought. Said that it's not working correctly in this version of Windows 10 because I don't know why, but for now I tried. Seems to work things, but maybe something is not working correctly, I don't know. We're going to start 3DStudioMax. That is the version I bought some time ago in 2010, and we are just here with this. This is a more powerful program where you have the three views: for the top, the front, the left, and the perspective. And usually we are going to be in the perspective. Okay, and we have several tabs here. And the purpose of this video is not to show you how to build from zero from 3DStudioMax. There are plenty of tutorials around in internet, so you can find what you want over there. But I'm trying to make it smooth if your skills are not so nice. Usually a 3DStudioMax program to know perfectly well or something like that, it takes up to 1 year and 1.5 years, something to learn more all the things. But I also usually compare it like a toolbox, where you have in the toolbox screwdrivers, you have hammers, you have, I don't know, other tools that you don't know how to use, and maybe you are a master with a screwdriver but you don't know how to use at all a hammer. This is the same. You don't have to use everything tool you have inside, so don't be frustrated because this is a big program or whatever. Little by little you can learn things up. Okay, so we need to import this file, and one important thing to do is first of all to customize. If you didn't do it in meters, okay, meters, we press OK. Meters, maybe I usually put in generic units, and I'm going to try to put in generic units, because I think it's going to be okay. Because if you put in metrics, you are going to see that it's not quite good. I'm going to reset. Want to reset? Okay, and I'm going to import it. Import a file, and in this case, I have to import. We're going to go to the. At the moment, I'm going to show it here because I have to go to several options and games inside Steam. Okay, craft. Here's the file we generated from SketchUp. We open it. We just say that we want to be importing file units. Okay, meters. Okay, and here it is. I'm going to do something because I don't know if it's the same in meters or not. Units tab, meters. Okay, reset. Import this one meters. Drawing standard not icons. Okay, it's the same size. This is size. So I'm going to do it again several times, so you know how to do it perfectly well, because I did it several times. So set up units. Okay, international. Import this one. Correct for all objects. Okay, and now I have all these objects. I'm pressing the W for going inside of each window. In this case, you wouldn't have that W. It's this option. Okay, this one. Thumb stand. Oh no, I don't know how it's. Maximum viewport toggle. You can customize here
in customize, you have the option to go to the keyboard and add a keyboard to anything. So you would have to look for the maximize viewport toggle and put a keyboard. In my case, it's W. And here we have a plane with the woman, magnificent woman, that import from SketchUp. So we need to remove this woman. We select everything, supprime, delete it with the keystroke, and then we just select it, this one, and we see we have several, because the white is the selected. We see that we have, you can see I'm changing here from perspective, wireframe, smooth, highlight these things. You can check it here and put it here, flat or hidden lines or smooth and highlights. But the same as this option, I put in several numbers, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we are going to select this one, and you see there are different selections. So this is in the create folder. We're going to modify what we have already, and we can see that it's an editable mesh. But I prefer to use you can see here the lines or whatever. I prefer to use edit poly. So we put here this poly that is you don't have here, it's up to here, so we can go and say edit right in the keyboard, and we could have that. But I set here, because I have this option, configure modifying sets, I can set the number of buttons here, and just looking for that edit poly, I would move it whatever I want, and then save, and it would be okay. So I just edit poly, okay, and with the right mouse button, press it once, collapse all. It says that this is the historical of the object is going to be removed. For me, it's okay, so I'm going to collapse everything. So we have the object here. Now it's an edit poly, but this is a mess. If you check out this one, it's going to be a mess. But what I want to do is to join all these objects together, because if we see in the floating editor, there are a lot of objects that it has the same name, even these things inside. And what I'm going to do is just pick up the editable poly, and in these options here, if you go, you go to edit, you select nothing appears here. But if you select something here, there are options to select. This is going to attach two objects. I could go one by one going, but it's not the right way to do it. So I'm going to press this arrow and attach from list, and with that attach from list, we're going to select everything and attach it. Now everything is selected, and with that option, then we have to see that everything is okay. It seems to be okay. We have the points, as you may see. We can move the points, but they are not quite right, because and they are not weld points, and we should weld. So that's the reason I'm not going to use this for star modeling. But we have the template, a good template here, that if we check out, everything is selected and everything is quite good. We can add texture to it, for example this one, and now we have something texture instead of the dark black texture we had before. And now once we have it, we are happy with that. We are going to try to see in PlaneMaker if it's okay or not. So we will have to export into PlaneMaker to import it to see if it's correctly or not what we got. We are going to save it. Steam apps, come on. XPlane 10, so you know, aircraft, bombardier, and I'm going to call a new 3D. Source. And I'm going to call it Bombardier 415 00. Okay, there are going to be a lot of versions, so we start with the 00. Okay, saved. So we are saved here. It's here the option. Okay, here is save it. Hola de 29. And now we have to export it. And now is something I have to truly dominate, but I don't dominate still. I don't domination of that. I don't really know perfectly well, because in the old computer I have another version of the installer that changed a lot of things from the last installer of XPlane. When you go to here, if I press the right mouse button, here I have an options that opens a window, a floating window that is here. Okay, and this window seems to be quite similar to the XPlane ones that I have in the old plugin, but it's not the same. Several things changed, and I really don't like it so much because the creator, that is Alexander, is a Russian guy that made this plugin. He left doing this and stopped. He was charging for this plugin 10 euros or something like that, 10 euros. But now it's free, totally free, because he didn't make any money. No, usually not so much people is going to buy that. So what he did, he stopped the development of that. And if you go to step to sky, you will see that it's the one that creates the parameter of the new 767-300 AR Pro. It's going with Rathman. I don't know how it's called. But before that, he contacted me and told me that he wanted to make a plugin for 3DStudioMax, and I said, wow, incredible, perfect. And he made that plugin, and I was very happy, of course, because I was the first one that I had that plugin. But usually now all the planes are made in Blender. Okay, you go to Blender, download Blender, go to XPlane, Blender plugin, station, I think this is the one, XPlane to Blender, or whatever, I don't know what it is, files, exporting Blender files. Here. Well, if you check out, I don't know exactly what it is, but it's somewhere, but I don't pretend to go, because I was learning Blender, but I forgot. Blender is a very nice program. It's 3D program. You can even, it's a game engine program, but it's free, but I don't like it. I don't like it because you have to remember a lot of keystrokes. It has a lot of options to remember from keystrokes. I don't know if they have changed. And well, because I know how to use already. It has several options that it has 3D Studio. Even this 3D Studio that is an old version of 3D Studio from 2011. It has more options than Blender. So I prefer to use Blender. But the problem is in XPlane that if you want to export from XPlane from 3D Studio, you have to use this one, Step to Sky, and maybe you can have the old objects, maybe the old, I don't know, maybe yes, but I wanted to check out with the new one because it has more option, and maybe I'm going to use more option. This plugin is not produced anymore, so the new option that it has in XPlane 11 is they are not going to be supported. So text editing is going to be needed in some areas, but more or less the 98% of the production of the plane it can be done. So I think it's good for me. When you check out this, the software, we use the new version. And in the new version, we have to use of course, the 64 version of 3DStudioMax, and download the one that you are using. It's up to 2015. Maybe it's working in the 16 or 17. I don't know if the version now we have in XPlane in 3D Studio. But here we have the option of the 2011, that is the one I use it, download it and install it. Okay, the way that is used, to install it, etc., etc., etc. And here is more or less how to install it and to use it. It's different, and I don't remember quite well how to do it, but I think it's here in the display ones units or something like that. Wait a moment, I'm going to check out. No, it wasn't here. No, it wasn't here in the parameters. or here in key. No. Ah, yes, here in the standard. Here it is. If we go to the hierarchy. No, hierarchy. No. The objects, the utilities. Oh no, this is the motion. No, motion. It was not here. Command. No, it was. I don't remember now. It was the utils? No. It was the hierarchy, I think. Oh, what it was? Ah, yes. Create. Sorry, create. In the create options, we can create object, geometry, shapes for 2D curves or whatever, lights, cameras, and this is helpers. In the helper, you can start dummies or whatever points that are not going to be rendered. They are 3D, but you need, for example, they are for measuring the distance or whatever. Helpers. In this case, we're going to use the helpers. In the create helpers, you don't see quite well the tabs because they are dark, okay, but there are different tabs here. Okay, so you create different things here, different tabs. So here we say the helpers and the standard. In the standard, we go to the new option. Once you install it in 3DStudioMax, you have this one, and you have the XPlane object. Okay, so we create it, and it creates an object that it wasn't necessary before, so I have to understand it. I did it before, and I was upset, but maybe I'm mistaken again, because as said, I never made a big production with this new plugin. I had the old plugin, but I want to go ahead a little more because maybe it has more options. So maybe new manipulators or things like that. So it creates this object that is not a 3D. You may see it has this 3D appearance, but it's not. It's like an object. It's something like that. So we go here in the modify, and here we set the textures, the light textures, the bump here,
But if there are going to be new mappings in XPlane, as you may see, they are not going to be included. For example, if there is a new reflection map, it's not going to be included. So we have to set it in by text editing. That is going to be possible in XPlane 11. So we have to go to our plane, the new addition, etc., etc. We can set that this has no shadows, wherever, wet, whatever. And if I don't remember bad, here I have the option to scale, because it's not good to scale this with this scale button. Okay, if I option to make something to be undo in 3DStudioMax is to press while you are making something. Now I'm pressing the left mouse button, I'm moving to scale. Is if you press the mouse while you are pressing the left mouse, if you press the right mouse button, it automatically leave outside what you were doing and undo the option. I could do that also. I could do that, press here, sorry, and undo it several times because I did several things. But the best thing is to press the right mouse button. It's not good because this is going to be scale the object also. If I scale this one, the object is going to be a scale for 3D Studio, so it's not good. So if, for example, we create a big object and it's very big for it's, we don't like it, what we can do is set it here. Okay, we can put it back. And also we have to set this into the 0, 0 coordinates. If you go here to the grid, that I'm going to hide it later. One thing you may notice, one important thing about this, you have to set in preferences. In unit setups, you have to put in meters. International? No, I put in meters, I think. I set it in meters. If something goes wrong, I have to check out that because okay, because it should be in meters. I'm going to export it, and if there is one problem with the size, it's because of that. We have to put in meters. Okay, and usually I use international, but I think I'm going to use meters because here the template is meters, so well, whatever. And one other thing important is about the dots, this comma. There are sometimes problems that because this is a comma and not a point, it maybe has problems. So I'm going to check out if what happens if I shoot international. Generic international is also comma. Okay. Stop. Okay. And usually you set the comma in the window preferences you have. La aplicación no funciona correctamente. Okay. Set. So if I export here, this model is going to be moved from forward and to the left. So I have to move it. I have to move it to the 0, 0, 0. I could move it like that, but it's not very accurate because even if I put that, okay, there's an option to do that. What I did. So, okay, for example, I've pressed it. So I press this button here, zoom standard all. It's going to zoom everything. But if I zoom with this, with selected one. If I press the left mouse button, it's going to be appear with this. If I'm going to press it here, it's going to be zoom only the selected. So zoom selected option. I press a button. I have a key, so it's faster. So if I move this, for example, near the 0, 0 option, 0, 0 that is here, I could do like that, but this is not very clever, not very smart for my part because it's infinite. The distance between 2 points is always infinite, so I would never be in the 0, 0. Okay, so what I do is press the right button here and appears this option here, and with this putting this into 0, 0, 0, 0, or just pressing the right mouse button here, right mouse button once, all goes to the 0, 0, 0, and everything is set correctly as it should be. Right now, if I export, it doesn't work.
As I said before, this plugin didn't need this helper, but now it needs. And I think I know why Alexander made this, because in some animations we need to set some helpers to make them rotate correctly. So I think he made it this way, so we don't have to need those helpers. I will check out when I reach that part in the animation. Sí, pero son las displays, lo importante son las del sistema, sí. So, what I have to do is create it like it was animating that object. So everything has to be linked. Okay, I'm going to explain this because I'm doing and you don't know what I'm doing. I'm selecting. Okay, if I press this, sorry, it was this, I can move it. If I press something with this, I can rotate it. Okay, depending of the, if I press here, I scale. Okay, but if I press this scale and I change it to link, select and link, just that, and we just press and maintain the left click, it appears from the pivot point and object. So this is going to be the child of this one. What this means, what does this means? That if we move the, we can move this object because this is the child, el hijo, but this is the parent. So if I move the parent, it will move everything. This is very nice, for example, for selecting one object and moving everything around if you don't want to concentrate all objects in the same. Okay, so you can rotate only this option and everything is going to be rotating because of this parent. This is hierarchy, okay, the hierarchy. Now with these options we can save. I'm going to save it. I just press Ctrl S. That's going to do, and this is 0, 0. I just can now export it, and this is something it changed also, and I don't like it. I don't like it the way, but I have to manage to do the right thing, the right way. So I create as objects here, remove these ones because it was the testing. I created inside of PlayMaker the objects that come from 3D Studio or whatever, or Blender. It has to be inside objects, option, objects. We have to create a folder called objects, and there is where we have to put them. So we select this one, just select this one, and in this case I don't like it because here, if in the old plugin, if I just said export selected and just select the XPlane, okay, and that just go to the, I'm going to move to the where it is, that is into the games, Steam, Steam apps, common, the game XPlane 10, iCraft, this one, and objects. If I put, for example, Kaka, this is going to be the name, it says me select only, option is not supporting now. Maybe he was going to change it, and I think it's a shame because it's shit, because in the old plugin I could select whatever I wanted to select, selecting it and just select that. But what it does now, we have here the folder here right now, is if I press start, accept, and said I want to support that your plugin version alpha blah, 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 for a date. There's no update. Okay, donate, you can donate if you want. Okay, here it says okay, this is the error log, whatever, if there is an error. Okay, and it should appear here the option, this Kaka object, that if we open, it has the same way it is the way it should be, the 3D objects. Okay,
But it's the same because it's sheet or same or whatever you want, because if I wanted to export, for example, the fuselage or the wings or the cockpit, I just select that and export it then. Now it's going to export everything. But now the way to do it is just creating different helpers. So it will export different options, different objects by different helpers you have. So if I want to export only a fuselage, I have to attach the fuselage only here. So every time I export, it's going to export the fuselage, the wings, something that I like, because maybe, for example, I change something in one of them, and then when it's exported again, overwrite it, and I don't want to overwrite it. So I would say to Alexander to please modify that. I know you are not creating that, I know that you are not modifying that, but it would be very nice to Alexander to and I will write it to him to try to permit just the export selected option, so the one object that you have selected is the one that only is exported. Right now, if for example you will see what will you see? I don't know if you understand me, but you will see when we have different options to export. Okay, so we have the object created. So we go create again, load PlaneMaker again, and we're going to see if everything is okay. To see if everything is okay is we go here is the plane, and we load the objects. And how we go load the objects? We go to miss objects here. And this is great because before we have only 20 objects to load. That it was you could not modify them, put more or less. Now you can create as objects as you want. You have to only to add it. Okay, and just press here, and it's going to load. Go to the objects option. That is the reason we have to create the objects folder, and you can select the one that you want to create. Scan. Select object, and it's loaded. Okay, we can go down and we can check out that it perfectly fits where it should be. So that means that we have the right size, the right size and the right numbers in 3DStudioMax to export. How we know that is correctly? Well, for example, we move in control, and you see that this is the 3D, and this is the one that is exported, the object. This will be hide, the red one will be hide, and will appear this one with the textures that we need. And now we can forget about PlaneMaker for a long time. I didn't save because I just wanted to know if was everything okay. Now we go here, we forget about PlaneMaker, the exported options here. Okay, and just we are going to call this, for example, PlaneMaker B415. Okay, let's call everything. We go to the manage layers. It appears to be only one. We're going to leave it the default one, and we're going to create another one. Create new layer. This is going to be, because I selected this one, it's going to be hiding this one, new one. But I want to select this one and pass to this. So I press right mouse button and selected objects, so I can hide them. If I have this new one, no problem. I check out with the mouse to everything I create new is going to be in this one, and we are going to call this one fuselage. Okay, fuselage. That we can freeze. You freeze, for example, you can try to pick up, and it's no, you cannot pick up. It's very powerful way to manage a lot of objects that you have, so you can hide them and show the parts you want only to show. In this case, we are going to remove this one. The best thing is to unlink selection, and then you move, and it's not moving, and
remove it, because we don't need anything more. We forget. Now we enter into the area where we just model, and you can create these steps to model whatever object you want. Forget about XPlane, and we are going to forget about XPlane at all. Ha salido a la 10:50, está actualizado. Gracias, Jorge SJ. And we are going just to start modeling it. What we do now is we are trying to we're going to set the templates for modeling it. That is going to be more satisfying than the bad way we did it in PlayMaker. So this is the correct way to do the things in this program. First of all, we are going to remove the look. There is something important. If you do the zoom, here, you're going to see that there is a moment that disappears or whatever. And we need, for example, if we select this one, select the vertex, select this point, we go to this point. Okay, select this point, Control A. We go up. You see that it's clipping. It's a clipping area. We cannot see clearly well, and we need that to be very near that. You see here there is no clipping. Well, there is a little of clipping here. We need to manage that clipping. How we do that? We go here. I think it was here. I don't know. Yes, people clipping, and appears this here a bar that is the viewer clipping. In this case, I think it was this one. I never remember, but it's just try. No, well, I usually put this is the far away and this is the near. Now you see that we can, well, we have a point that is not, for example here. No, something is not working as it should be. As I said, this is no. I don't know, we are going to have problems. Maybe, well, sometimes there are problems in 3D Studio. What I'm going to do to check out, because maybe it's it says it doesn't work correctly in Windows 10. So maybe it was this one of the things. But anyway, what I'm going to do is save, remove. Sometimes when you see something that is odd in 3D Studio, just save and load it again. No. Here. No. I don't know if I'm going to have problems with this type of, well, I think. I hope not. Because there is a problem with PlayMaker, with XPlane. The way you have to model it is very, look, you saw that the files was okay. I'm going to check out. You're going to see how bad this thing is. Really bad done but it cannot modify. Look, the size of the plane in PlayMaker in 3DStudioMax, but it's correctly is less than 1 meter. You say, how can it be? But it's like it is. This is a cube that is from this point, to this point, the length is 0.464 meters. And you say, you would say, it's wrong, but it's not wrong. It's not wrong. It's okay. It's okay because when you spot it, it's okay. But here in the 3D, it's very difficult to make anything. I could try to maybe use unit setup, I don't know, maybe in generics international, and maybe I don't have the problem. Because here is length is 18 meters. Okay. So maybe it's more, it's better for me. I'm going to check out because this is an important step. I don't want to go ahead. No, still I have the same problem for building. ¿Cuál es la parte más difícil de crear un avión? Las ruedas. Las ruedas son las más difíciles. La animación, por eso. Okay, I'm going to leave it in rendering. Unit setup, metric. Okay, as you may see, it's very small. It's like an scale plane, and here is 1 meter. 2 meters or less. This is 1 meter, I think. This is 1 meter, and we don't need the. I don't like the grid, so I'm going to remove the grid. In this case, it wasn't hingy, so grid. Okay, so we can remove that, and we are going to. It's not going to be comfortable to be modeling very detailed objects, but we can do it, no problem. So we go and create a panel, a plane. Okay, in this case this one. Okay, to put the going to check out the reference images. Okay, this is the top. I'm going to set up this one that is on the, in which file, desktop, trabajo. Okay, we go to this material editor and we set up this one, blueprint, top, diffuse, bitmap. Okay, in the where I have it, that is no, it's on the desktop, trabajo, XPlane. Okay, desktop, trabajo, XPlane, reference images, planos, top. Okay, and we just assigned the material. It doesn't see, but we do that and we can see it now. Now it doesn't have the real the real size because we can sketch up. So how with that? First of all, we have to rotate it. We're going to rotate it. Well, it doesn't matter, rotate it. We have to set up coordinates for the steering. So we put here. I have these buttons modified, but you can select here the options that you need and to set them into these layers that can be more. You can set the number of buttons here. I think buttons it was. No. Configure. That's one. You can save. You can put them here, whatever you want. And hola, buenos días, de Monkey 29. And we just unwrap it. This is going to give coordinates, the stew coordinates for it. It has already, but because it's a plane, a 3D plane, no plane of flying, it's a plane of un plano. Okay, and we edit it, and it appears here. This is the editor of administrating configuration, and this is shit because I cannot modify here with the wheel mouse the zoom, so I have to do with the Control Alt middle mouse button. I go to options, styles 0, okay, and brightness 10. Where am I going to put this one? And should have the options to this is the one, okay, because I have selected it appears here. If not, I can pick the texture, and I have to I don't like it. It's more faster if you have the mouse wheel, but I don't have it. Well, I have to manage what I have. I don't know why. Maybe it's a problem with. I think it's a problem with XPlane Windows 10. Windows 10. Tengo un problema con Windows 10 y es que no me permite hacer en determinadas ventanas, no me permite hacer zoom con la rueda del ratón. Y lo mismo me pasa, por ejemplo, con el visor de imágenes. Entonces es una mierda porque no me permite, no sé si vosotros sabéis, ya lo he preguntado alguna vez, si hay una opción para que en el visor de imágenes, por ejemplo, aquí, el visor de imágenes de Windows 10, espera un momento que está aquí, no puedo hacer, lo que hace es pasarme imágenes, pero no puedo hacer un zoom, ¿sabes? Con esto, no puedo hacerlo, tengo que hacerlo así, que es una mierda. Entonces, lo que me gustaba es que se pasaba las imágenes con el teclado, con las flechas del teclado, pero el zoom lo hacía con esto, y no puedo hacerlo, y eso yo creo que debe afectar también a esto, porque sin embargo en Windows 7 sí podía, ¿vale? Entonces es un poco mierda, y no puedo hacer porque tienes que estar constantemente haciendo zoom, y es una mierda tener que hacer esto. Bueno, a ver cómo se hacía porque no me acuerdo ahora. Eso es. Use custom bitmap size. If I do that, yes, if I do this, it's going to be set to the 250 or whatever size we want to use. So it's going to be the form, okay? But if we do this, it's going to be set to the real size of the plane. So that is what we are going to do in this case. Okay, but still we have the form here, and no, I didn't use this because I used it before. No. Forget about the unwrap. Okay, I'm going to introduce it before, but forget about the unwrap. It's the UV map. In the UV map, we have the definition of the planar. Here is the planar. You can define how you want to project the pixel to the 3D object. So you can be planar, cylindrical, spherical, string map, whatever. Okay, box, whatever. Faces that is going to be projected in every face that the plane has. If, for example, the plane has more faces, it's going to be more. You see. But I want to be planar, and we want to have the same size as it should be. And right now it has the same size. As you can see, it's not projected in the full if we put fit, it's going to be fitted, but we want to be bitmap fit, so that way it's the right size. Okay. I think it's right. So and we can rotate now the object or the gizmo that is here. We can rotate it and put it, okay, the gizmo that is creating the UV mapping, isn't it? So we just spread it here and put -90. It's going to be like that. Hola Javi, con control y la rueda del ratón para zoom del visor de Windows. A ver. No, ya, pero me gustaría... Eso está bien. Mira, vale, guay. Pero aquí no... Aquí creo que no. Voy a ver un momento. A ver... No, aquí no funciona. Aquí no funciona. Una pena. Ahora vamos como vamos, pues el proyecto va poco a poco. Vamos haciéndole cosillas. Vale, entonces, ¿qué vamos a hacer ahora? Vamos a wrap now. Gizmo. I'm going to change the gizmo to not repetitive. So we can go here. We can go set this one to one only polygon to not create a lot of polygons, and we are going to cut it. How can I do that? Because this is below the mapping. If we would put above the mapping, then we cannot do this. So it's like a historic modeling. So we can set it like that. Okay, and we can set it like that. Okay, so we don't have repetitive. We're going to check out if everything is okay, that I have my doubts. Okay, we can go to the top option, and with the U, it's not perspective, so it is projective, like it should be. Es que no sé si está bien puesto. No sé si está bien puesto. Creo que no. Creo que no está bien puesto. Algo falla y no sé qué es. Porque no sé si... A ver un momento. O si es así. Con la tecla más o menos, es que es un rollo la tecla más o menos. Lo que me gustaría saber es cómo modificarlo para ponerlo en la rueda del ratón. Ay, Dios. Bueno. Es que no me fío un pelo. Es que me parece a mí que no está... Que esto no está... A ver cómo era esto, porque no me acuerdo bien. Es que esto hace tanto tiempo que no lo hago que se me olvida cómo se hacía.
Es que explico mucho y entonces como explico mucho hoy, por eso no estoy poniendo música. Pues es que no sé por qué no coincide esto. No entiendo por qué no coincide esto. Espérate un momento. Mejor es que... a ver si puedo... Espérate un momento, voy a... Shift P... See through. Ahí está. No, este no lo muevo ni de coña. Ahí está. Más o menos. Sé que va a haber diferencias, pero lo que quiero es... Vale. Sí, era fit bitmap. Ok. Voy a poner musiquitas ahí. Ahora las explicaciones son más... Coño. Sí, pero ya explica bastante, o sea que sí, puedo poner música. Okay, what I did here is if you press Shift P, or well, it's properties of the object properties, you can check out to see through the object. So you can see. Okay, I have in the Shift P. You have the option to make it transparent, so you can see the texture. Okay, more or less like that. Okay, and I'm going to put 2 and 2. No, this 2 no. No, this 2 no. This 2. Okay, perfect. Perfect. More or less. And now, because we don't want to, because this is symmetrical and we are going to build in a symmetrical way, we just create a little poly above that plane that has here, select this and eliminate it. Now we can, for example, rotate this one with Shift. This is a very important key. It's not. It's predefined it already. It's not. You don't need to define. You, for example, select one option. This option, for example, this object, and you move it. Nothing happens. Okay. But if you move it with the Shift key, con la tecla de mayúsculas apretada, and you move, you are going to create a copy of it. That is very comfortable. You can create that with any option of scale, rotate, whatever. So if just, for example, just press Shift and just move 90 degrees, for example. Okay. I can create another plane. I just go here, and here you can see minus 68. I put minus 90, minus 90, and it's set already. Okay. I just move it up, and I have another plane created. I don't have to go here and create another plane. That is usually the way I create models. First of all, I create an option, object, a primitive object, and then I start copying it. Okay, now I select this other one. I think this is the one, yes. And we create, for example, in this case, we are going to, because for example, you will see what happened if I select this one. I have the historic, so I can remove the historic. Okay, if I just remove this modifier, it's going to be whatever is done. So what I'm going to do is
collapse all. That way I lose all the historic. That in this case I want to. And just create another UV map. Okay, same as did before. But in this case we are going to with the shift pressed, we move it and copy this one, so we have two the same size. In this case we are going to modify this one as a side. As you may see here, if these brackets are here in the borders, that means that that texture is assigned to anything. In this case it's not assigned. Okay, and here in the materials, well, first of all I'm going to put it like to make this more brighter. And this more brighter. Diffuse, but the ambient is also affected. So I press them and it goes here, is bitmap. And if I select the profile, the side one, we can assign it to the object that we have created. In this case this is the one, and appears here. And we have the object that it has the object's coordinate that we don't like. Now we go here to planar, is planar, and we bitmap flipped, and we select the bitmap. So in this case it's going to be I think I didn't modify this. It's important I didn't modify this once. Okay, rotate the gizmo. I have to check out which one is this. No, this one not, this one not, this one yes. No. This one is okay, 90. And now scale it, but scale in proportional way, because if I do this I lose everything of what I did. So I want to be proportional. So scale like this. I don't know if these files were modified or not, because I'm seeing something I don't like it. Press the left and the U. I think I modified these to match them into PlaneMaker, but I don't remember. Or maybe not. Maybe they are. I'm going to check out something. En cuestión. ¿Qué programa utiliza Spanglish? ¿Qué programa utilizáis para crear los objetos de los CLS? Este mismo. Cualquiera, Blender o se puede hacer. No lo he creado nunca, pero se puede hacer perfectamente. Es un objeto 3D como eso, como esto. Este se puede hacer perfectamente. 3DStudioMax o Blender, el que más rápido te dé. Espérate un momento porque es que creo que no, creo que está bien. A ver, este de aquí, sí, está modificado. Pues hay un error en algo. No me importa mucho porque digamos que es para coger referencias más bien. Sí lo voy a hacer bien, es decir, la rueda esta sí la voy a poner incluso si la rueda un poco así, porque esta no está bien así. Es que no sé, yo creo que es que no está bien escalado. No, está bien escalado así.
pero hay algo ahí, no sé por qué, que es diferente. No me importa mucho. Hostia. Ah, vale. Okay, if you check out, you see here is like I may disappear this one. Okay, you see this. This is the new modified UV map. If I go down, here is like disappearing, but if I press this, is like show the end result. So I can modify. I can move this one, this vertex. In this case, this is not a plane because it's an object, 3D object. So we can. So that way it doesn't disturb me the repetitive of the. Okay, that's right. Okay. What is important here to match are the landing gear's position with the landing gear position of the 3D object, because it's the contact. The other one, if this is going a little 1 meter, or it doesn't matter so much because it's visual. This is only visual. Okay, so we have this. We move this one up. Okay, more or less are the same. Okay, 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 it's good. And now I have to create another one. That is the front. I think I have it here in the plane maker, but I didn't make them. The most beautiful trespassing. On my way back out of the woods. Away for good. Now I finally found. On my way out of the crowd. To know how to know well, now to know out of my head. Whoa, whoa. Back out of the world. Save this one. I'm on my way back for good. Now what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to modify that pivot point, because if I rotate this, it's going to be created there. Okay, but I'm going to do something for you. Affect pivot only, so I can modify the pivot. I can move it back, for example. It doesn't need to be precise in this case. So in this case, now it's going to be rotated like that. Created third plane. It's going to be minus 68, minus 90. Okay, so now I can move it up. Collapse everything because it has the old historic. Here the UV map, so we set up the UV map again. We create another one here, copy like before, go here, select the new image. In this case it's going to be the front. Open the front, assign it because it still don't have the brackets. Okay. Up. We have to change the name because if not, this will say it has the same name. Front
front, and it's good. Good habit to name the things correctly. Okay, as you may see, the gizmo is upside down, so we just select which one it is. It has to be the Y 180. Okay, and we just say bitmap fit to be the same as this one, and we can now set like this, and we go down as did before. Put this thing to show all the results. Okay, select the vertex, move the vertex up, and that is right. The pivot that you may see is on the over there, is away from this center to objects and align to map. Doesn't matter. And we go to the back uniform. The UV is the orthographic way. This is perspective wave. As you can see, perspective wave is not the real one to use. I have the orthographic. You can check it here. Orthographic perspective. Okay. And we just we are going to make things easier. Fit pivot only. Snap. I'm snapping here. I have the S. Snap toggle. We can snap to grid points in this case, or points or whatever. Snap here. Snap. No, in this case it's not snapping because I don't select it the right ones. I have to put the pivot and the vertex, I think, maybe, or the segment. To see. That's right. It snaps automatically. Take out that. We put it again into user perspective. You will see it's different. It's like this is perspective, this is user. Is something like you rotating. It's like not. It's like 3D, but it's not 3D. It's all, even the back is the same side always. But in perspective, it depends of the camera field of view. But in the user, not depends of that. It's always the same side. It's good for orthographic movements. It's something, well, you can check out the difference between perspective and orthographic. And we just go here. Okay. Okay. And go down. Hey, wait a moment. I have the snap. Take out the snap with the S. The things you say, the things you do surround me. While you were hanging yourself on someone else's. Okay. Well, you may see difference, but it doesn't work for me because I'm going to do it more or less between both of them. So we have now these options, this and this. I'm going to set it into blueprints. We select all to add to the new, this one. With control we select several one, or with this and this, and we create a new one. It's already selected. We change it, blueprint. I usually don't do that, but it's a good way. No, I'm not going to mix. No, don't remove my. I'm going to add it to the default one. I'm going to do the usual way I select objects, okay, and remove this one. Okay, and what I do is just what is this? Block component. Why is so many objects here? Block component, block component, block component. What is this? This is plane 2. Side, front, top, okay. So we should have modified that. What is this? These are selected. These are garbage. That is created or something, or what is this? Yes, this is garbage. Okay, so we have to select all these things and remove them. Select them. We can move them and remove. It's control. Are we removing that or not? No. Select. We have to select one by one. Don't. No. With N, I can select them. Selection floater is an N. We select them one. Okay, block component. Is the I removed something. Control C, Control C. Oh, that's right. I have the selection floater. Is another. It's I think it's in tool selection floater. I think I don't remember what it is. What is around? I don't know. I don't remember. It's selection floater. You can check out here in the customization and put a name. I put in the N, so every time I put the N, appears this one. So I can select all of them with this one. Select. It selected everything. Ah, of course, it was the objects when I attached them. This mess was around, and this can create a lot of problems, so remove them. And now if I select the selection floater, it only appears, or in the here in the default, it's going to appear only the top, the side, the front, and this one. We can remove this one, put it wherever we want, any time. Even I'm going to properties, see through. Okay, so right now we can hide them or not. We can, this one not selected, but as you see, when they are freeze, they are not showing, so you have to go to the properties and say what it was. So frozen in gray, here it is. Here, properties, so frozen in gray. So frozen in gray. Okay. Yeah, that's one. So frozen in gray. So we can check out this and freeze all the options. Now we cannot select them. So in case we are moving something, it's not. They are not going to move. They're going to be always in the same side, in the same position. Wycliffe Barrett, hello, how are you today? Just found your channel, thank you, welcome. I'm just creating, you can see on my folder, and well, I can create or explain planes, and usually create planes for explain, and I'm starting a new project, and I'm sharing with all the community how to build the projects for Zero. You can see in the list of the videos, you can see all the videos that I have set. Some of them don't have sound because there was a problem with some music, but you can more or less follow the way that the planes are built in PlaneMaker, for XPlane, etc, etc, etc. Hello! Okay, great. So this is now is the creation in 3DStudioMax. ¿Qué tal, Víctor? ¿Cómo estamos? Ya te pronuncio incluso Víctor en inglés ahí. I follow Cliff here from XPlane. Okay. Magnus. Well, I'm going to end very soon. I'm going to, in 10 minutes or something like that, I'm going to end, or maybe now, because I think I'm in good position now to finish. Because I have to pick up my children from the school, but the good thing is I wanted to finish this one. I'm going to save it like I usually create several. I press the plus and you see it's 01. We're going to check out if everything is okay. It's not writable. Please attribute to the permission. Try again. What is this? No. I don't know what I was doing. Something with the. Of course, I don't have to do that, but I wanted to check out if everything is okay, because there is a problem with. It says there is a problem with Windows 10, with Autodesk. That is old one from 2011, but it's the one I bought for always. So here this is everything okay, perfect. So as you may know, what we have learned today is several things. We have set modified objects with the little things we know. We have know that this application doesn't work correctly in XPlane. Okay, we are going to fix something here. Okay, that I don't like it. As you may see, there is like dark because it's like depending of the situation, it illuminates differently. We are going to illuminate always the same. How we do that in each of these materials, we set this to 100, 100, and 100, and as you may see now they are going to be fully illuminated every time, so we are not going to lose the option to look them and make them correctly. And now we just this is where we are going to start building. So we have 0 things still to be exported from 3D Studio. This is all a template from PlaneMaker, and we will start. Por recordarme que mañana empiezan las clases. The monkey. Subscribe. Thank you, Magnus. And we have set everything. We're going to save it again. And I'm not going to save it now, but I'm going to just say what we are going to do next. The next step we are going to do is from I'm going to make it very roughly here, okay, to see how we do it in the future, but I'm going to delete it because it's not just, it's a quick thing. I'm going to create a new object. In this case, usually I start the fuselage from the first beginning, from here, isn't it? So I like to have the template because I made it in PlaneMaker, and more or less it's coincide. It's the same. It fits with the blueprints that I have. More or less, it has some difference because PlaneMaker has difficulties in this area of putting the blueprints in the areas. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, once we have this set to fuselage, okay, I'm going to save it again, and we showed it. Now everything we create is going to be built in this layer that, as you may see, it doesn't have anything. This one, it has the front, the side, and everything that we can make it hide, okay, or not. I'm going to show the no. But now we are in the fuselage, and everything we created is going to be created there. So you can see it. If we create, for example, a teapot, that teapot is going to be created there, okay? I'm going to remove the teapot. So I start from here, and usually what I use is a standard primitive, in this case a sphere. Okay, I will pull it like this, I will rotate it, you will see in this one 90. I will set up to be like this. I'm not going to save it, this is very rough, okay? And then I will say how many resolution I want from now. Not so many polygons. Why? Because if I do that, then I will have to manage a lot of vertex. So right now I do something like this, like a 12, okay? Like a 12 sphere. If I put it here, you will see that it has less polygons. Okay, so I do like this, and then what I do is edit poly, that one, select this, all these vertices, remove them, select all these vertices, remove them, and then with these I will start building, and you will see how from this, just pulling edges like this. I'm going to do it like that, not right now. For example, I say, for example, I want to, as I say, I'm not going to save this now, but it's something for the next steps, for the next videos that I don't know when they are going to be, because I have to be working a lot. But you see here, it's something like that. Just squash them. It's much more powerful than Playmaker. Playmaker was a pain in the ass to move the vertex and everything like that. So you see here, for example, just quick modeling, just very fast modeling. Not going to save it, as I said before. Okay, just always modeling, not in the 2D or 3D, not going to these areas, just going to the always in the 3D, always looking in the 3D. And if once I have this one, for example, imagine if it's okay, that is not okay, but imagine if it's okay, the thing I would do is select the vertex I wanted, and just with the, as I said before, if you press the shift key and just move, it appears new geometry. So I can modify that object. For example, this is the process. It's very simple. Very simple. I just press this, modify that, because I want to have a correct way of doing that. And then I press. For example, this one I press with shift. More or less. This is just more or less. You see? Then I select these two ones, for example, and go like this. It's not going to be good, okay? But it's the way of modeling. Then I join this vertex with the. I want to see if it's working. This W, yes, okay. And just model. Building the then I can make the surface to be the same smoothing group. So they are smoothing group and the same. You see, more or less it's the same. And once I build this, imagine this is correct, that is not correct, of course. Then I just press the symmetry, and you see that it's created in both ways. You see? So I have to build only this side. And if there is a symmetry in something, I build it that way, but usually all the planes are symmetry, and a lot of objects are faces and whatever are symmetry. So just building that one side is going to build in the other side. So it's very very powerful way of building. You maybe think, why don't you pick up already the object that you have and just build it? From that you would have a better surface, because it would approximate very good of that, for two reasons. First of all, because in Playmaker we make several mistakes, because it's very rough approximation of what is the real object. So that way I have to build it with all the details, and I have to see if there is a hole here, and I have to build it that way. And the second reason is because the object that it comes from Playmaker are separate all the vertices, so I have to join all of them, so they are very dirty, and I don't want to use dirty objects. These objects here, all the vertices that are here are joining it. You see, I move this vertex and it's moving all the adjacent polygons that they have around, so they are very clean in this, and they are not going to give me any problem. If I pick up these objects, I'm going to make them not freeze. If I pick up these vertex, as you said before, for example this one, you may see that it's broken, that is not joined. Of course I can go here, select all the vertices, and put them all together like I did before, like I can do now. I just weld all the vertices with an option, okay? But I don't want to do that. I have to remove these edges that has to be here. I want to be a square ones that is more easier than the triangle ones, etc, etc, etc. So that is a good way of modeling, I think, and it's good for me. And it's going to be, as you may see here, is very rough approximation here in Playmaker. I'm going to build it like that, with these options, with these antennas, with these lines, and etc, etc, etc. They are going to be more accurate than with the hole here for the door, with this accurate modeling. And we're going to model little by little, piece by piece, divided little by little, and then we are going to be succeed in the modeling. Now what I'm going to do is remove this one. I said before, I don't want it. That will be the next step. I'm going to check out everything, and I have to go for my children. So thank you for being there. I see Magnus. I came really late, but that, I must say, was a great introduction. I want Autodesk now. Guessing it's not cheap. No, not at all. It's for me was $3,000. $4,000 for me, but it's for always. I can use it for all my life. Of course, I have problems now because it's in XPlane 10. It's not full compatible, but it's working for now. So for now, I use it. Maybe there is one option that I cannot use it, but it's okay. There is option to upgrade, but I didn't. If I need it, I can upgrade now. And now I think you cannot buy the program. You cannot buy the program for always. You have to rent the program for time. So it's cheaper because you can use the program, for example, for 1 month, and you pay, I don't know, for $40 or something like that for 1 month. I don't know the price, okay? But I don't have to pay anymore because I use it. Of course, there is the option of using it in learning processes. It's free. You can download the program for free, and you can use it for free if you are a student. And there is of course the option of pirate one. I'm not going to comment the pirate one. Of course, I learned it when there wasn't the option of the option of student. I pirated the program, but now I'm selling the product, and I had to buy it, so I have my version. Looking forward to seeing the development el botijo. Botijo, yeah, sí, the botijo. It's called botijo. It's like a drinking pot here in Spain, an old drinking pot. You put in water and it's fresh for summer. Okay. See you in next chapters. I don't know when, because I have to, as you may know, we have to prepare XPlane 11. I have a little gap here of time, so I could do it, and now I'm going for my children. See you later. You know, if you like the development and you want to contribute, because I'm not monetizing these videos, because there is music and everything like that. So if you want to help me and you think it deserves the time and the learning process of what I'm doing, you have the option there up to contribute here and to donate, and you can tell all the people that we are giving here a very valuable lessons for the people that not only building planes in 3D Studio for Playmaker or XPlane, just building objects, no, for 3D. The way I do for doing that, we are going to learn the process of animating, making the textures and everything like that. Y nada más, and that is all I'm going to say in Spanish. Bueno, señores, les dejo. Ahora lo cogen los nenes. Ya saben que si les gustan pueden contribuir. Ahí está con ya lo ha hecho Víctor, por ejemplo, con una donación, ya que creo que esto, yo os puedo garantizar que lo que estoy enseñando, hay cursos que valen 1.006.000 euros y más, 7.000, con lo que estoy enseñando. Y yo lo estoy enseñando gratis. Y sé que hay muchas cosas en internet, en YouTube, que existen y que las se puede aprender, pero no tan ordenado como lo estoy haciendo yo, un proceso de ordenamiento. Entonces os recomiendo que os descarguéis los vídeos. Una vez tengáis los vídeos, os los descarguéis, los guardéis en DVDs o en Blu-rays o lo que sea, porque nunca se sabe lo que van a durar, ¿vale? Los estoy salvando por si acaso me dan problemas con lo del audio, que he tenido a veces con la música. Espero que no. Y nada, señores, un placer y nos vemos, señores. Chao. Chao, hasta antes. See you later.